September. Honorable Deputy Minister of Transport, Ms. Sindiswa Chikunga. SEMSA Board Chair, in her absentia, Ms. Ntatho Mnyuku, and the entire SEMSA Board represented by Mr. Beka Zulu. Board chairs and executives of various government and non-government organizations present here. Acting Director General of the National Department of Transport, Mr. Mthunzi Madiya. And Chief Director, I also do Chief. Fellow speakers, panelists, and the captains of the maritime industry, SEMSA Executive Committee and colleagues, leadership of maritime transport organized labor and members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I am honored to stand before you today to give a sense of tribute to our essential workers, the seafarers, in acknowledgement of the significant and invaluable contribution they continue to make to the international trade and the world economy at large. I think we've already covered the stats in terms of the amount of seafarers that are out there. I will speak to say whilst we have 15% of the global seafaring community is supplied by Russia and Ukraine, there's under 1% of the seafaring community which comes from South Africa, that is trained in South Africa. It is these men and women, South African men and women, that contribute largely to our growing GDP. Therefore, I thought it would be unjust if we do not celebrate them and the work that they do for us. Mr. Ndulu, you've already covered the portion that speaks to why and how did we get to this day of celebrating our seafarers. This day was adopted in a resolution that was taken in 2010 in the Conference of Parties to the International Convention of Standards of Training, Certification, Watchkeeping for Seafarers. Whilst the conference resulted in significant revision to the STCW conversion and codes, one of the main forces behind the amendment was to ensure that the seafarer training was up to date with new technology and operational requirements. In its capacity as the implementing agency of the National Department of Transport, SAMSA has always worked with the department as well as other stakeholders in commemorating this day. On behalf of SAMSA Board, management and staff, I wish to acknowledge, pay respect to the exceptional role played by the seafarers globally, more so by the seafarers in my own organization, with whom we would not be the SAMSA that we are today, and the SAMSA that we will be in future, in line with our Vision 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the Day of the Seafarer under your voyage, then and now, share your journey. The theme recognizes the uniqueness of every seafarer's journey and acknowledging the similarities in the challenges they face in the different point of their seafaring career. The theme seeks to illustrate how shipping and the business environment within which it operates has evolved over the years and how it has affected positively or negatively the lives of our seafarers. We must commend the IMO for coming up with yet again an impactful theme, especially given the challenges that are faced by these essential workers at the different lockdown levels of the COVID-19 pandemic. You have also mentioned some of those challenges that we faced specifically with the COVID. Just to also mention a few: the crew change, the vaccine requirement, including access to that vaccine, the unbecoming inhumane treatment of seafarers by the port officials, inability to get back to work, quality of life on board, and the seafarer welfare and well-being. True to the theme, the spotlight this year is on seafarers, giving these professionals an opportunity and a platform to reflect on how their own journey has evolved over time. And what remains at the heart of their reality and truth. It gives the seafarers a voice to share some of their critical challenges that they continue to face. Today, following the reduced COVID-19 infections globally, we are once again can enjoy the possibility of gathering with our friends and families in person, travel freely, and work towards rebuilding our economies. None of these things happen instantly, and we therefore must thank the frontliners, essential workers, especially the seafarers, for the role that they have played in getting us where we are today. Seafarer occupational health and safety, welfare and well-being has always been a focal point for SAMHSA. And this year, we do not join the maritime industry in celebrating the 2020 International Day of the Seafarers, but we make a commitment to strengthen our capacity to effectively respond to the needs and the support that our seafarers and family require from the authority that we are. To this end, we are reviewing, repositioning, and strengthening our OHS and seafarer welfare units to ensure that its work is properly scoped, adequately resourced to discharge its responsibility in an effective and efficient manner. We are also streamlining our seafarer division to ensure that we are able to deliver quality service to our seafarers, employers, training institutions, including issuing of various seafarer certificates on time. Program Director. Lastly, it pleases me to inform you that in our 2023 annual business plan, we have inserted a new key performance indicator that looks at ensuring that all reported gender-based violent cases, most are against women, as often is the case, are promptly attended to and resolved. This speaks to the cases that are happening within SAMHSA and on board vessels. This effort will be supported by related awareness and advocacy programs to ensure we reduce and also prevent such cases. Program Director, as I end my message, sadly, I have to leave the stage. Please allow me to share with you and the colleagues a befitting and a powerful extract from a famous article by Captain, and I hope I'm going to pronounce it right, Abish Nai, as he recounted the life of a captain on board a ship. It states, when I was asked to write this article, I was pleasantly surprised to know someone actually wants to know what I do. It's quite often the case here with my labor friends who ask me what I do at the sea, and when I just get started, the next sort of questions would be entirely tangential to what I was saying. Usually it would be, is it boring? What do you do the entire day? That's exactly when the loud voice inside my head, the one that we all hear but never see, tells me, forget it, they will never understand. In retrospect, I realized the job of a captain is very much similar to what most of you do within the confines of your offices and the glare of the city lights. Just like that, just that, my life is far better. I decided to chronicle a couple of the days of my life. It was my weekend. And leave it to you to judge how good it is. As I end, I did say earlier that the spotlight today is not so much about anyone else, but the seafarers. I look forward to the panel discussions and also the sharing of personal journeys as they give an account of their lives at sea. I urge you to listen attentively so that we may judge whether those indeed who've been at sea have it better than most of us. Thank you.